Okay, but why is no one talking about how much cuter your wardrobe is when you make it yourself? Literally, that's why I decided to make my entire summer wardrobe from scratch, starting with this ill-fitting shirt and turning it into the cutest halter top you've ever seen. Okay, right here you can see I took the measurement from right under my boob and I went all the way up a little bit past my neck because I wanted some extra room on the strap to be able to tie it. I didn't have enough because the shirt was so small. So you actually see me later on have to go and actually add more onto the top of it. But right here, I took the measurement from the middle of my sternum to about my underarm, I believe, and that was, I think, about 7 inches. So I made a little triangle. It was 7 inches on the bottom, and then all the way up to the top of the measurement that I got from my strap, and then I left it like an inch at the very top. So it was like, or like 1.5 inches. It was 1.5 inches. So I took 1.5 inch down. I think it was 23 inches, and then the very bottom of the triangle was 7 inches. And there you see me cutting it. And okay, look, I did something so stupid. Instead of drawing out both sides of the triangle, just drawing out the entire triangle and cutting it out like with the guideline, I literally only drew like half of the triangle and then flipped it over. Yeah, see, I flipped it over and then cut it like that. And that my lines were so jagged, I don't recommend it. Just take the time and actually draw it out. But yeah, here I am. I finished that. That's actually gonna be our cup. Okay, and you see here, that's actually the arm. So before I had debated like seam ripping the entire shirt so that I can make the most out of my fabric, and I didn't do it. Big mistake. And I had after I cut out the two cups, I had to go in and I had to completely like seam rip everything. It took me 3 hours. It was a whole long process. And with that arm, I actually figured out I can make that like the part that I sewed the cups onto. And then I would just like cut straps, which is what you see me doing right here. I measured the bottom of the um sleeve and then I just made it, I think it was like 5.5 inches. And I made some straps with the back of the shirt that were 5.5 inches, and I just cut two of those out so that I have both sides. So you see me here marking it, and then you'll see me cutting it in a second. And then I didn't leave the what is that called? Oh my gosh, brain fart.